Hi there! In today's video I'm working on my Captacity AI YouTube short caption generator project. And in this project I'm basically trying to recreate this Submagic. So I want to create this kind of beautiful YouTube short captions for YouTube Shorts. Now we already have captions, but they're not quite pretty like this. So that is what I would like to work on in this episode. And this project started out with another project called Shortrocity. And this is an AI YouTube short generator. So this actually creates the YouTube shorts. So you give it just some text, some source material or some ideas, and then it will create some images for it and a narration, and it will put all those together in a video. And this already included captions, but they were not quite synced properly because they didn't use AI to do the syncing. But Captacity uses AI, namely OpenAI Whisper, to sync the captions to the narration perfectly. So let's start by creating a sample YouTube short with Shortrocity, and then let's add captions to it with Captacity. Now I have disabled the writing of the actual captions on top of the video in Shortrocity, so we only create the images and the narration, so that then we can add the captions later with Captacity. And how this works is we can create a text file. Let's call this short.txt. And we can type here some description of the short we want. Or we can even just paste in a news article or something like this, and it will automatically create the short based on this. But today I would like to try something different. So let's do something like sayings by ancient Roman philosophers. And let's just have this as the text. And then we can run our main.py and we can give it this short.text. And then we just run it. So now it's going to generate a script, basically the narration text for the short. And then it's going to actually convert that text into audio using 11 labs. And then it will use DALL-E 3 to create the images for the short. And then it will put all these together into a video. And the video is done, and that took maybe a minute or two to create. So let's take a look at our video.
The ancient Romans, known for their deep wisdom, left us many profound sayings. Seneca once said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." More than 2,000 years ago, Marcus Aurelius penned, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking." In the words of Epictetus, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters."
Okay, a pretty nice YouTube short. Now, this is kind of annoying that sometimes it creates these kind of images where it's kind of cropped like this. I'm not sure how to fix this. It just often happens when you create this vertical image. It doesn't want to fill the whole thing. But the other images looked pretty nice. And the narration was pretty good. So let's now use Captacity to add the captions to this short. So I'm just going to copy this short into /Captacity and let's just put it there. So now we should have it in this directory over here. And let's add captions to it. So basically we just run main.py and we give it the video file, which is short.avi. And then it just does it. And now it's done. That took maybe 20-30 seconds. And if we open this one, then it will look like this.
The ancient Romans, known for their deep wisdom.
If I open the right file. So where's the file? It's called with transcript. So I have to open VLC with transcript.
The ancient Romans, known for their deep wisdom, left us many profound sayings. Seneca once said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." More than 2,000 years ago, Marcus Aurelius penned, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking." In the words of Epictetus, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters."
Okay, so we can add captions, but I would like to make them look a bit more pretty. And you might have noticed that we have another issue that we haven't solved yet, which is that Seneca, which should be written Seneca like this, was written something like Seneco. So Whisper doesn't always detect every word perfectly. But we have one thing we can do, which is that we can change when we use our whisper transcription here. We can add some words like I have added for previous ones, Meta and OpenAI and Grok. I can add here Seneca into this initial prompt, then it will know how to spell Seneca. But anyway, this is not the point of today's video. Today I want to make the captions prettier. And the main issue is that we are using CV2 to create the captions. And CV2 is a very limited library for creating text, or at least for styling text. So we need to find a better option. And I got some suggestions already in the comments of my previous video. So Petsworld 280 said, could you use MoviePy for better styles and colors for subtitles? And perhaps I can. So let's ask ChatGPT. Can I use MoviePy? How did you write this? MoviePy. To create styled captions for videos. Now also I might just use the Pillow library to just create like transparent PNGs of the text and then just slap those on the video. And the main things I want is I want to have a border with different like thickness and different color, and I want to have a real shadow, like a drop shadow, like from Photoshop. And then of course like a background color maybe or something. I'm sure I can do that with CV2 as well, but the shadow is the most important thing. I can't do it with CV2. So let's see, how can we use MoviePy? Okay, install MoviePy first, add styled captions. So we import video file clip, text clip, and composite video clip. We open the video, then we create this text clip object with the text and a font size and a color and a font. This is cool. If I can actually use fonts from my computer. I think that's another problem with CV2. You can't really use fonts, at least not easily. It seemed very difficult to use fonts from your own computer. And then background color. Okay. And we set the duration of the text to video.duration. Okay. And we set the position to center bottom. And then video with text is composite video with the video and the text. Okay. So you can kind of put videos on top of each other, which is pretty cool. And then we just write the video file. Interesting. Let's actually test this out. Does this code work? Let's create a MoviePy test.py. And let's just open our short.avi. Hopefully we can use AVI here. And just add a caption. And it's going to be output video. And I think this is 30 FPS. So I will use that. And we have to pip install this thing. So let's do pip install MoviePy. Now I'm not in a virtual environment at the moment. And really the reason is that I'm using Whisper and it's a huge library. So if I use a virtual environment, then I have to download it separately into this virtual environment and it takes forever. And it's a very large library. So I'll just install everything globally. But I'll add this in here, MoviePy, in case we want to use it. And let's see if this works. Now I'm not sure if I have this Amiri bold. I'm not sure where this comes from. Let's just run Python 3 MoviePy test.py. Okay, so we got an error. Attempt to perform operation not allowed by the security policy. Okay, so this is an ImageMagick error. And we have to change, let's do sudo nano, where was that thing? etc ImageMagick policy.xml. So we have to change here something, because ImageMagick is kind of known for some of its vulnerabilities. But what do we actually have to allow here? I think I've allowed PDFs already. So what is this? It would be kind of beneficial if it told me what is the operation it tried to do. Can we see it here? Subprocess call CMD. What is CMD? Fill PNG32. Let's see. What do we have in here? Do we have to like allow PNG? It seems like that should be automatically allowed. What if I just copy this thing and I add here PNG? Or do I need to add separately PNG32? Let's do this and let's try to run it again. Okay. Or is this what it's trying to do? So it's trying to like write into this temp file, but that is not allowed. So what do I have to do here? Okay. Let me try one more thing because I see this temporary path here. Maybe that is related to it. And if this doesn't work, I will ask ChatGPT. So let's do this and try to run it again. It still doesn't work. So I am going to ask, why do we get this error? Why do I get this error when I run the code? Okay, update the security policy. So what do I need to have in there? Look for a line that denies the operation. Which operation? Policy domain path writes none pattern at star. Okay. Or use an alternative backend like Pillow. Well, I might want to use it. It's kind of annoying if this is what you have to do to get the thing working. But let's find if we are denying something here. So it's exactly this. So we need to disable this. Sounds kind of dangerous, but let's do it. Since ChatGPT told us, how can it be wrong? Let's run it again. And look at this. We are doing it. Great. And this is going to take a bit. And it is done. Let's see what we have in this output video.
The ancient Romans, known for their deep wisdom.
Okay, so here is our styled caption, which took a minute to generate. So the question is, can we add a shadow and can we change the font? So let's ask that from ChatGPT. So I will in fact modify this message because I don't want this to pollute the chat history. I will say, can I add a drop shadow like in Photoshop and use my own font? Yes, you can add a drop shadow. Okay, so now we're using Pillow. So I guess we have to use Pillow and MoviePy. So again, we load the video clip, we load the font, then we create a text clip again, and the font is the font path, okay? And then we make another text clip and we offset. But this is not like in Photoshop. I want it to be blurred. But I guess we can blur it with Pillow. But where are we using Pillow? We're not using Pillow here. Image font. Where do you use image font? Let me actually copy this code and let's put it here. We don't use image font. Why did we import this thing? What? Okay, can we change the model? Can we do GPT-4? And it will regenerate this response. So, okay. Again, it wants to slightly offset from the original text, but I want to blur it. So I'll change my prompt and I will say, can I add a blurred drop shadow? Okay, so now we're using Pillow for creating the shadow. And we load the video clip, we do the text, create shadow. So now we take the text clip and we get the frame. Okay, so we can get the first frame, which is going to be just the image of it. And we convert it into an image for Pillow. We copy the image as the shadow and then we run a filter on it to blur it. Okay, and then we are going to do alpha composite, whatever that means, to offset the shadow position. I'm not sure what is happening here. Maybe we can use these numbers to offset it. And then we can convert the shadow back into a clip. So we make an image clip from the shadow. Okay, that makes sense. So then when we create the composite video clip, we add the video, then we add the shadow clip, and then we add the text. This sounds promising. Let's copy this code and put it here. And I have Pillow already installed, but I guess I should add it here. Pillow. And I want to actually make like a short video because this short is not short enough. So I'm going to use FFmpeg and I will say the input file is short.avi and I can use SS, I believe, to clip it. I forgot how it works. I think I can do like 0000. But I forgot how to end this thing. Let me ask ChatGPT. How do I Clip a video with FFmpeg. SS and T. Okay. So SS is the start time and T is the end time. Or is T the duration? T is duration. Okay, so I will just do like a 1 second clip. And the output file is going to be test.avi. So now we have a 1 second clip which we can use, and hopefully we can still see it. So here we can say that this is test.avi, and this is our caption, and our font can be a path to the font. But I guess we can use any font that we have on the computer, maybe. And I have basically all Google fonts installed. So let's go to fonts.google.com. And which one should we use? Just to test it out, let's use this one. Poetsen 1. And I wonder if I have this. So where are the fonts? CP, etc, fonts. It's not etc fonts. It's probably user lib fonts. Damn it, where is it? User share fonts. And then here I should have like true type fonts. And do I have Google fonts here? Damn it, I'll just download the font. So let's get font and just download all. And let's open this thing. And I will put this in the project folder. Okay, I have it in the fonts folder now. So I can use this one. Fonts/Poetsen 1 regular TTF. And again, for some reason we import something that we don't use, color gradient. And now we don't import image clip. So let's import image clip. And we have to have NumPy as well. So import NumPy. Why is ChatGPT seemingly getting stupider over time? Okay, now we shouldn't have any errors. So let's try to run this. Python 3 MoviePy test. Attribute duration not set. Where is that? Is the clip too short or something? Let's do this again. Let's make it 5 seconds. And let's check that we actually can see it.
The ancient Romans,
okay, we have a
known for their
5
deep
second
wisdom,
video here.
left us many profound sayings.
So let's try to run this again. Still duration is not set. Why is it not set? Maybe one of these clips doesn't have a duration. So video, I guess, should have a duration automatically, I would assume. But then the text clip needs to have a duration, and we are not setting that because we are creating a shadow, and here we set the shadow clip duration to the text clip duration, but the text clip duration doesn't, or the text clip doesn't have a duration. So we have to say text is text set duration to the video duration. Okay, that makes sense. Let's try again. Okay, now we are writing it. And let's open it. So this is going to be output video.mp4.
The ancient Romans, known for their deep wisdom.
And look at this. We, in fact, have a white shadow. Okay, but it is styled. So did we set a background color somewhere? I am going to, first of all, make this centered, because I don't want it to be in the bottom. And I think I can make the font a little bit bigger. Let's do 80. And do I need to set here the BG color to transparent? Wait, was it transparent by default? BG color. Yes. So why did we have a background in there? Does create shadow add a background? It adds a blur, but it shouldn't add a background to it. Let's try it again. And let's open it.
The ancient Romans, known for their deep wisdom.
We have a shadow, but it is a white shadow. And why do we have a background? Let's take out the shadow clip and see what that looks like.
The ancient
Romans, I have to
known for their
render it first. And then I can open it.
The ancient Romans.
Okay, so I do not have a background or a shadow right now. So the background comes from the shadow for some reason. But this already looks nice that we can use our own font. So the shadow clip, create shadow. And I think I know what the problem is. Maybe when we get the frame, it will have a black background. That's probably what happens. So if I do something like pill image.save, and I save the text like that, and I run it, then if we open text, then it has a black background. Okay, so let's ask ChatGPT. This creates a black background, not transparent, for the text. To ensure the background remains transparent while creating a blurred drop shadow for the text in MoviePy, you need to properly handle the alpha channel. Okay, so this is still the same, but then we do this stuff. So let's copy this, create shadow again. And now we're using NP here, which should be NumPy, since originally it was NumPy, so I imported it as NumPy. And we have image ops, which I'm guessing comes from here, or not. Maybe it comes from pillow. Okay. And what else? Create shadow, blur radius, and offset. So we create a new kind of blank image, and then we colorize it with pill image split 3. I don't know what it's doing here. And then we paste it in there. It does something. And then we blur it, and then we create an empty image again, and we put the shadow there. Okay. Many steps. Let's see what this will do. If I run this again, bad transparency mask. So in here, so shadow image is a bad transparency mask. Okay, let's go back. I think ChatGPT added too much stuff here. So this almost worked, but this has a black background. Can I just use Google? Convert MoviePy text clip to transparent PNG, let's say. Okay, so I found this article from Medium, and in here I saw that we have this save frame function, which saves a PNG. So let's at least see if this will create an actual transparent PNG. So when we make the text clip, which is in fact just the text. So what if I here just say text.saveframe, text.png, and I just exit. I just want to see what is in there. And then run this, and now I have text.png, then it is in fact a transparent background. So at least it has the ability to do a transparent background. So what is wrong with that then? It gets the frame, which is going to be like an array. Do we even need to convert it to RGBA? What if I just do that? And then I say pill image save. And let's just exit here again. And I run it. And then I open this. It's still black. So how to convert MoviePy clip to pillow transparent PNG? Okay, I can't find any useful information right now. So what I will do is I will make a complete hack here, and we can fix it later. So let's define a function. MoviePy to pillow, and we get the clip, and basically we return an image. So let's do this image. And this is what we want to do, but seemingly it doesn't work. So I am going to do this. I will say clip.save, save frame, yes, and I'll save it to temp.png. I might as well like import temp file, and I can say that temp file is temp file dot named temporary file with suffix png, and we get the name, and this is going to be temp file, and then the image is going to be image open temp file. And we are going to return the image, and we are going to always remove temp file. I mean, I guess the temp file will handle the deletion after the script ends. I'm hoping it should. Like, what is the point of this otherwise? So now we can convert a clip into an image, but in a very slow and hacky way. So the pill image is going to be MoviePy to pillow. Sorry, like this. And then we get the shadow from that and do the rest of this stuff. Let's see if it works. Let's run it. Now, I guess it's not as slow as you expect, because we're not going to do it for every frame. just for every text. So I guess it's not a huge deal even. But let's open this output video now, and it still doesn't work. What? Wait a minute. Let's just put the temp file into temp.png, and let's run this again. So now we should have temp.png, and isn't this like a transparent background? I'm guessing this is how VS Code shows a transparent background. So when I open the image, it's still not correct. So if I do image.save, and this is going to be test.png. So if I now run this, I should have a test.png, which is the saved frame opened with pillow and then saved again. And it's still transparent. Or is there? No, it's transparent. So if I now open this video, we have a background. Let me open this. Where should I open this? Temp.png looks like this. It seems to me that there is no background. Or is there actually like a background there? How do I test this? Let's open it in Chrome. Well, that's not helpful. But if I drag it, then it definitely is transparent. As you can see, there's no background. So it should be fine. But where does the background come then? Does it come from the shadow then? So if we save the shadow here, shadow.save, shadow.png, what does the shadow look like? The shadow looks like this. So first of all, it's white, but it should be black. And then we do this alpha composite. Maybe that screws it up. So let's save it after this. And we do still convert it into RGB. Hey, that's the issue. It's RGB, so there's no A. That is the problem. Let's run this one more time. And now the shadow still looks like this. But if I save it here after we convert it into RGB, and then I run this, this must be the issue. Yes. Now we have a black background. So can I just do I even have to convert it? What if I just do this? Let's run it. It still works, so that should be fine. Let's see what it looks like. Let's open it. And I think we have the shadow there. It's just kind of difficult to see because it is white and it's very small. So let's make it black. And I'm not sure even what we do here. I think we don't need to do any of this stuff. We just blur it and that's it. Because alpha composite doesn't really seem like we are doing anything here because everything is 0 too. Let's see. Because I think we can just move it to a different place if we want to offset it. But I don't want to offset it at the moment. So the reason is that we are creating the text here and we set the color to white and then we just pass it in here and we use that to copy it. So first we should make it a shadow clip. Can we just do text clip copy and then set color, is there such a thing, and we make it black. And then we can use the shadow clip here. And let's say here that make text black for the shadow. And then we convert that. Let's do it. Run this thing. Okay. Has no attribute set color. Can I just set color to black and then run it? str object doesn't have an attribute save frame. MoviePy to pillow. Clip is a string. Sorry. I was gonna do shadow clip color is black like this. Does that work? At least no errors. So maybe we can make it black that way. And let's open this thing. And I'm pretty sure there is a background, a shadow there. Let me set the opacity to 1. Do we even have to set the position? Here we could do the positioning of the offset, but I don't want to do that. So I will, in fact, remove this. And here I will pass as an argument to this. I guess we can pass the radius and the opacity. And let's set it to 0.5, or I want it to be like 0.9 at the moment. And then when we create the clip, we set the color to black and we do shadow clip set opacity to the opacity. And the radius I want to pass in here as radius, so we can change it easily. Okay, let's try to run this again, and let's open it. And is there anything? There's nothing in there. Let's now check the shadow.png. Wait a minute. Why does it look like that? So the color didn't in fact work. Is this like a Python thing? Can I just set anything to anything? Does it not complain? It doesn't complain if I set a property of an object to anything. Okay, so we can't change the color. Okay, let's actually go to the definition of this. Can I set the color? Fill color. So it actually creates it right in the constructor. So therefore I can't change it. So I need to create it separately. So let's create, instead of create shadow, just create text. And we take the text and we say that the text clip is going to be this. And we pass in the text in here and font size. And this will be like blur radius, let's call it. And let's pass in the font size as well, and color and BG color, which is going to be transparent by default. And then we can pass it in here. Font size and color. And we can also pass in the BG color as the BG color and the font, which will be font. And let's have that also here as a mandatory thing, font. So then we don't have to copy anything, but we do set the opacity. So text clip set opacity to the opacity we pass in here. And let's actually make it 1 by default. And if blur radius, let's just do this. If we have a blur radius, then we have to do the blur stuff like this. So we convert the, not the shadow clip, but the text clip into a pillow file or pillow object. And then we copy that. We don't have to do any copies anymore. Wait a minute, what is this? Shadow is pill image copy. We don't have to do that. We can just say pill image equals pill image filter. And then we filter with this filter. And we don't need to save it anymore, I guess. And we are just going to return. I mean, let's just make it text. Sorry. Let's just make it text clip equals that. And we return the text clip from this. And this is going to be the pill image, right? What is a pill image? So the shadow previously was the pill image. Okay. So we can do this. Text clip is that, and text clip set duration. So this actually returns a copy of the clip. So can we not use it this way? Is it going to change itself? I think it's not. So we have to use it exactly this way. So text clip equals text clip set duration. And the opacity is probably the same thing. So text clip equals text clip set opacity. And if we have a blur radius, then we do this. It should be that way. Pill img. We filter it, and then we create an image clip from that. And then we just return the text clip. So then, what we can do is, well, first of all, we have to set the duration, which I guess we can do afterwards. So we are going to create the text clip. So it is going to be text equals create text. And let's call this text to print or draw. And the text to draw is, let's do hello world. Hello world. So we create a text clip. And then we create the shadow, which is also a text clip. So we do this. But we set the color to black. And the font needs to be the font. Let's say font. And font is going to be fonts / Poetsen 1 regular TTF. So we create the text, and blur is 0. So we don't have to pass these in here at all. And we set the duration of that text, which we have to do also for the shadow clip. But this is going to be black, and we don't have to set the background color. Blur radius is going to be 10, and opacity is going to be 0.8. 8, let's say. And we have to position the text and we have to position the shadow. And then we put the video into the composite video and we add the shadow clip and then we add the text. So that should work, hopefully. Let's see if it works. Run it. Okay, it is doing something. And let's open it. And we are getting closer already. But what is that? I think we blurred both of them for some reason. So create text, color white, set duration, set position, if blur radius. Blur radius should be 0 by default. That's the reason. So let's run it again. And let's open it. Now we have definitely a shadow in there. That's amazing. Let's open it again. That is definitely a shadow. So now we can use our own fonts and we can set a shadow. Can we add a stroke? And let's try, what if we do blur radius like 20 and opacity 1. And I guess we would want like some sort of strength as well, but that's just by copying it. So we can either do it manually or we can figure out some way to copy it, but let's try this first. So now we have a bigger blur radius and opacity is 1. Let's see what that looks like. And let's open it. Okay, pretty similar to what it was before. So let's add a stroke. Can we add a stroke to the text? I mean, I could have taken a look at here probably. Now stroke is not really difficult because that we can do by drawing it twice. But is there a stroke? There is a stroke color, a stroke width. Amazing. So let's add them here too. Stroke, color, and stroke width. Are they like this? Stroke, color, yes, none, and width is 1 by default. Okay, well, if the color is none, then I guess there will be no stroke. So let's set it to 1. So if we want to have a stroke, then we can add stroke, color is black, and stroke width, let's say 5. So then, let's have a stroke. And let's open it. And I don't see any stroke. Why don't I see a stroke? Stroke color black, stroke width 5. Is that pixels? Don't need to put like a bigger, because the video is pretty big. But we should see 5 pixels. Okay, let's try again. There's definitely no stroke in there. Do we pass them in there? We don't pass them in the actual thing. So here we have to pass them in. Stroke color and stroke width. That makes sense. So this should be 5. And let's run it. And we can open it. Now we definitely have a stroke, which is, it's kind of an annoying stroke because it's like an inner stroke. Can we change that? Stroke, stroke width, method. Okay. How do we set this? Stroke, stroke width. So this is basically just using ImageMagick. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Can ImageMagick do an outer stroke? ImageMagick outer stroke. Okay, so it strokes down the middle. Okay, but we could technically, I guess, draw it twice. So if we don't set these strokes, but we say that this is stroke, and we set the font size to, I don't know, 80, and color black, and then we draw the shadow, we draw the stroke, and then we draw the text. Then we should have some sort of stroke on the text. Let's try. And let's open it. And okay, it didn't really work. Because it's larger. What? Yeah, so it gets wider. So it doesn't really work as a stroke. Why is that? Because I feel like with CV2 it actually looked like a stroke. Maybe if I put just 73 and then we open it, then no, that's not a stroke. That's a bit annoying. Very annoying, because I really wanted a stroke. Now we did have the kerning in there. So if we go here, we have the kerning, so the spacing between the letters. So that means we could do something like, let's put 75, and if we say kerning is -2, was that how it worked? Kerning -1 will make the letters 1 pixel nearer from each other compared to the default spacing. So that's 2 pixels nearer. And then we have to add here the kerning as well, which is 0 by default. And we have to pass it in here as well. Let's see what that will look like. And let's open it. Okay, it's looking more like a stroke now, but not really. Can I zoom in? How can I zoom in at this? Like, there seems to be a stroke around the exclamation point, but the other parts don't really have a stroke. Let's go back to 80, and let's do kerning -4. And let's view it once again. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty weird how it works. I'm not quite sure why I can't see the stroke on the other letters. Now, one thing I probably should have done from the beginning is not write a video file, but I can say video with text dot, oh, it's a preview. What is that? But I can just say save frame, and this is going to be the output.png, and just exit here. So this is probably a lot faster to run this, just like this, and then I can see output, and here is the frame. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so the kerning is still off. So if I make the kerning even smaller, let's put, I don't know, 7, and then I run it, and then I view it. That's too much. So let's do 5, and then open it. It's getting close already. So I have to put 4.5, and then it's gonna look like this, which is kind of weird. And in fact, I can see some shadow there still, which is a bit annoying. Like over here, we can see this line. I mean, I don't mean shadow, I mean like a background. Let me try to put a little bit more. I'm not sure if this will ever quite fit properly as a stroke. Yeah, that's actually worse, isn't it? And this should be the stroke clip. So if I put 0.7, okay, that's worse. So I should put 4.4 and 4.3. Okay, yeah, it's not really going to look like what I want. So we can't do the stroke this way. That's very annoying. But we can have a stroke if we do stroke, color is black, and let's just put 1 here. What does that look like? Sorry. Stroke is not defined because I have to remove the stroke from here. And yeah, that's very weird. Yeah, that's not very nice at all. Because there's still white in the background. So what if I do like 3 stroke width? Then, yeah, it will look like this. The problem is that it goes inside the text, which is not what I want. Maybe 2 is kind of the maximum that would look fine. Okay, that's pretty good. But now there definitely is some background in there. Where does that come from? Let's take out the shadow clip and then run it. What does it look like? Okay, that's the thing. So from the shadow clip, for some reason, we get a background. Maybe our blur radius is too big. So let's do 10. And then let's open it. Okay, it's gone. Yeah, so actually 10 is way too much too, so maybe just like 5. Yeah, it's still a lot. Let's do 1. Yeah, it's pretty weird, this library as well. I really wish I could do this like in CSS. That would be the best. But yeah, now we have a shadow. But I would probably want to like duplicate the shadow so that it's stronger. So this could be shadow clip 1. Or actually I can just do shadow clip 1 is shadow clip dot copy. And then I could add them here. Let's do even 2 times. Or can I just add it many times? Of course I can. So I just add the shadow clip multiple times there. Then it's going to be a darker shadow. I don't have to create another clip. Yeah. Okay. So that works pretty nicely. So let's try to recreate at least one of the Submagic versions. So let's do this kind of text. I mean, this is just, yeah, there's like the stroke, which is the only thing that we can't do is the stroke. But let's try to do the first one. So this. there's a stroke and then there's kind of a glow in there. And the font, I don't remember what the font is. I can just ask, what is Mr. Beast font? So, Comica. Is that in fact a Google font? Can I find Comica? I can't. Okay, well, there is a similar font in here. Filters. How can I see the filters? Okay, let's take a display font and, okay, preview is, this is an example. Actually, this one is pretty close, but it's not quite there. Okay, and Anton is kind of like impact, which is often used in thumbnails. Okay, let's use knee wave. This one kind of looks like that font. So let's get this font and actually download both of them right now. But let's use this. Okay, so it is here. Knee wave, Knewave. I don't know how to say this font name, but anyway, we're gonna use this. KNE wave regular. And the text to draw is going to be, let's use the exact same text as in Submagic. Great content. Algorithm rewards. Great content. Okay, I took a screenshot and I took the actual color, which is going to be RGB 53, 220 and 10. So how do we use this as the color? When we create the text, we give it the color, and I think we can basically just put them as a tuple like this. But sorry, this is the shadow clip. This should be in the text clip. So the color is this kind of color, and the font is the knee wave font, and stroke color is black. And stroke width 2, and then the shadow was actually a glow, so we are going to use color white in this case. And that should look pretty similar. So let's see if it works. Okay, we got an error. I think this is because of the color I used. Oh, so the color, is it passed directly in here? Color. Okay, so it has to be a string. So how do we set the colors? Colors in ImageMagick. Is it just like a hex color? Color names. Okay, we can just do hex. Great. So this is the hex of the color. So I have to put this in there. So let's see. Does it now work? It does in fact work. So let's take a look at output and look at this. It is exactly the same as that one. The font is not the same. I will use another one. Let's use bangers. Okay, I have downloaded bangers. So let's change this to bangers. And I probably want the stroke to be 3. And let's run it again. And let's open it. Oh no. The stroke ruins it. Let's put just 2. Damn, that's very annoying. This doesn't even look like bangers anymore. Okay, even 2. It's too like... the font is too skinny now. That's not good. Let's just do 1. And this really should be a bigger font, like 90. Which probably means that we need to make a bigger glow as well. Let's put 6. And let's see what that looks like. Okay. It's not terrible. Let's make it even bigger. Let's do stroke width 2 and let's do 120 size of the font. What will that look like? That will look pretty nice actually. Maybe one of the problems was that the font was so small. But this looks like a pretty nice text. But now, this video is getting too long. I've been coding already for almost 2 hours. So let's run it one more time and then let's end the video. Oh, subscribe, which is exactly what you should do right now so you don't miss the next video where I actually integrate this into the video generation so that we can create these captions using our custom fonts and styles. So subscribe.